Comfort is key.
Interesting that we're talking about shit in shoes because my best friend, Sir Julian Gavilanis, I'm not sure if you have any stories you could touch on.
I've shit in my shoes before myself.
Did you keep them?
They were the only shoes I had, so I had to.
Please, Jules, please.
Give it.
Tell us the story.
Give it away.
Please.
If you're comfortable, if not, we can brush over it.
I think I've talked about pooping myself on every episode, so I'm fine by all means. Yeah, it was awful. I probably should have come to the hospital because I probably needed help back in 5th grade. But I went to Camp Silverton, where it was like a 5th grade retreat for the weekend, where you go and you like make arts and crafts and you hang out and you go gold panning and you do this stuff. And my parents had like recently split up and like weren't really around to tell me, like, to make me a proper bag. I could have done it myself. I just wasn't thinking straight and wasn't that much of an independent. So I didn't pack a bag. I went with Beavis and Butthead slippers and a pair of clothes to this 3-day camp away sleepover place.
Are we talking like big old padded slippers?
Padded slippers, like
so
they're like they were not at the end. And I went and I just like I had like I don't know what it was about like squeezing cheeks for me that I like had this like need, like I felt like it felt good for me to do when I was young. I would always like take timeouts and like when I was playing to be like. And it's halftime. It's halftime, and I would squeeze, and I would just, and for some reason it like I don't know what it was, but I just never went to the bathroom to go deal with myself. I just like squeezed cheeks instead.
Yeah.
So of course I was out there, and I think we were like doing the gold panning in the river, and I was squeezing cheeks, kind of just standing there acting like like nothing was wrong, just squeezing. One thing led to another, and some thing came out, and it was I pooped myself. Well, the problem was that as 5th graders, like we didn't have access to like the showers. We only had access to the toilets, and we didn't like only the camp counselors could use the showers at the place. So I was like, I would love to use a shower, but I can't. I don't want to ask because I don't want to tell them that I pooped my pants. I also don't want to tell them that I don't have any other clothes to wear. So I'm just going to not address this at all. Instead, I'm going to like fall into the river where we're gold panning and try to swish it around and get it out.
Nuggets.
Dude, it just made it so much worse. And like the cold water just made me like more constipated, or more like it made me like more diuretic, I guess. I don't know what it did, but it made more happen. And now it's wet and it's sloshing around and it's going down my legs and into my Beavis and Butthead slippers. And I had to, this is day 1 of 3. Dude, I had to go make dream catchers. I was sitting with like both of my legs like up like this, and because I tried to keep my butt elevated from the ground because like I could smell myself because it was starting to dry and get like nasty and disgusting, and it was in my toes, in my Beavis and Butthead slippers, and it was so awful, and like everybody knew. But nobody was saying anything, and I had to go and I was like sleeping in my sleeping bag, but it was like smelling up the whole room at night, and I was like zipping my whole entire body up and just like hotboxing myself into my own sleeping bag. Oh, it was just so disgusting, man. And I finally wound up coming home, and I got into my mom's car, and she was just like, oh, God, what have you done? I was just like, Mom, you didn't give me a bag to go to sleepaway camp. I shit my pants day 1, and I've been sitting in it for 3 days straight. It's crispy now. My like underwear was like snapping and breaking. It was awful, and it was like it was really, really gross and all down myself. So I imagine you saw a lot of those kids or men who were doing that.
Yep.
It was disgusting. It was really horrible. And then the next day I came back to school, and everybody was like, calling me the poopy pants boy. And I had to deal with that all 5th grade. And that's why I'm so insecure with my life now. Because I pooped my pants in 5th grade and I've never let it go. And it's stuck in my Beavis and Butthead slippers in between my toes.
As a professional, Teddy, can you unpack that for us?
I was just about to say next week I have a section open for you.
You know, I think the weirdest part about it all was that just like I just didn't, because I've told that story to people before and they're like, well, why didn't you just bring a bag? Why didn't you bring stuff? Why didn't you? And it's like I just went. I didn't think like, you know, you had to get like your parents' signature on stuff. Like you had to get permission to go do these things. Like my parents didn't know I was going to sleepaway camp. They didn't care, or they did care, I'm sure, but they were just so busy dealing with their own thing that I was just like, I got my slippers,
I'm good.
and I got my sweatpants, and I got my Born to Be Wild t-shirt, and I'm ready to roll.
Oh, boo-boo, did you just make it to the end of the video? Yes, you did. Do you want to see more videos just like this one? Do you?
Well, then head over to patreon.com/Live at the Lodge, where you can support the How Good's This podcast, as well as the entire Live at the Lodge family.
Yep, yeah, you're going to get exclusive merch, personalized shout-out videos. Me and Jules, we're going to show up at your house and baptize your nephew, huh? Check it out, patreon.com/Live at the Lodge.